Hey guys, let's talk some astrology. We are in Black Moon energy yet again today. We have a moon in Sagittarius also forming a square to the sun today. So there could be some conflict, some tension, some sort of negative feelings that we might be navigating or maneuvering today. And there's also a lot of symbolism going on today. Also talking about like military themes and battle themes like in excess. So we may have quite an interesting day before us. Let's jump into the astrology. Let's talk all about it and see what specifically we have coming energetically today so that we can make our choices and decisions accordingly. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. Very interesting stuff that we've got going on today. When I was writing down the Sabian symbols this morning, you guys, like preparing for this little report here, I was just like, holy moly, there's so much like military battle theme energy going on in the Sabian symbols today, like the degree placement of the planets interpreted through symbolism. That's essentially what the Sabian symbols are, but I'm going to talk all about those. I should probably start the report by saying, as I said in my intro, we're in Black Moon energy. We have the moon in Sagittarius today. We currently have the Black Moon in Gemini. Because of the dualistic nature of the Black Moon rules polarities. So when we have a moon that is transiting into either the sign where the Black Moon is or the sign opposing opposite to the Black Moon, like we have today with the moon in Sagittarius, the sign opposing Gemini, where the Black Moon is right now, it has a tendency of kicking up these Black Moon issues. Now, what is the Black Moon resonate to? What does it symbolize? It symbolizes the shadow side aspects of our own mind, of our own psyche, of our own emotional body. It rules our subconscious, the things that we hold in like the very deep, dark recesses of our psyche that we don't really notice or recognize or pay attention to, but are actually like the foundational drivers of a lot of our behavior. And therefore, as a result, a lot of the circumstances that we attract into our lives, a lot of the relationships, and a lot of the issues that we find ourselves facing time and time again, as the purpose of this Black Moon energy is really to help us, through experiences or situations that we might repeatedly face, gain an awareness of this subconscious energy, of this shadow side energy, and the impact that it is having on our lives and on our experiences, so that we can really come into a place of self-empowerment where we are having and maintaining conscious control over our own thoughts and not being subconsciously driven by this algorithm that's running in the background. When we have Black Moon energy operating right now, a lot of times it can bring up a lot of darker feelings, darker ideas or emotions, really triggering, some of our issues, some of our deep emotional or like issues that are going on in our psyche. And this is for the purpose of really showing us our problems, showing us what is going on and why we continually find ourselves in whatever situation has led us to be triggered by these specific circumstances. So the Black Moon, on one side, again, ruling this polarity, these dualities, on one side, this can be a more toxic and heavy, emotionally low vibrational energy, but it is ultimately for the purpose of awakening and awareness and helping us to come back into our own sense of conscious self-empowerment. Both of those, all of that is very important right now, actually, as we are on this trajectory into the age of Aquarius. The Black Moon issues, this is what we're clearing, this is what we're transcending, this is what we are releasing as well. And there's a lot of release energy that we have going on wrapped up in this chart today also, because right before the moon moves to oppositional signs where the Black Moon is right now and begins triggering that Black Moon energy, we also have the moon forming a conjunction to the South Node in Scorpio. And this really is what is trying to get us to release and let go any of this toxic emotional baggage or these enmeshments or these intertwinements with others, these deep, complex, psychologically twisted relationships that we have and we've gotten ourselves into, or the circumstances based on especially things and ways of being and feeling in the past. In Scorpio, this is really deep, complex, like psychological and also very deep feeling emotions, with the moon and the south node having come to conjunction overnight, leading into today, where we now have the moon in Sagittarius opposing the black moon in Gemini. This just is kind of taking us through a period of time where we are getting an opportunity to sort of really come face to face with our past issues, what our hangups might be, what's still holding us back, what we know we really need to release and let go of. And then moving into this black moon energy, it's really trying to show us what still is lingering and what we still have to clear at this point in time, so that we can come back into this place of self-empowerment and begin to consciously create going forward, with Venus and Mars in a conjunction as well right now. They've been in a conjunction for a while, and they're going to be in a conjunction for a while. And these two planets together is really representing this really like very, very fertile energy for creating things that are in authentic alignment with our heart's true passions and desires, and like the motivation and the inspiration and just all of this creative energy to really be able to do that and to ground it and to manifest it and to form it into physical reality, with Mars and Venus being conjunct in Capricorn. So let's regroup a little bit. I feel like I'm like sort of going on this weird tangent. Let's get more organized in our thought processes. Number one, as I said, today energy, black moon energy. So it could be bringing up some more dark or negative feelings so that we can gain this conscious awareness and begin to transcend our own previous limitations that we were existing within because of our shadow side issues and subconscious programming that maybe we were unaware of, but was not productive to our growth and evolution going forward. And so we have that. We also have the moon and the south node as we open our day today. Again, this is also putting an emphasis perhaps on things from the past coming back up, some like dark or difficult emotions that we're dealing with. Again, kind of feeding into this black moon energy though, really for the purpose of helping us to clear and transcend, as I've said several times. Now, also today, we have just kind of a tricky little energy day, not the like absolute, highest octave vibes going on. Although if you look at the chart from like the overall perspective, we do have a lot of really beautiful stuff happening. But just in terms of, the general significant aspects that are like the moon aspects and stuff like that we may really be feeling, it is kind of more of a tricky day just because of that black moon energy, that south node and Scorpio moon conjunction. And as I said, when the moon moves into Sagittarius, it will also form a square to the sun in Pisces today. This is also some of that internal conflict with the moon in Sagittarius and the sun in Pisces in this square. Square aspects bring conflict, tension, they can bring frustration because something needs to be broken through, something needs to be resolved. And when we have this energy operating, it can bring these conflicts, these fights, these disagreements, this internal struggle or this internal frustration that we might be dealing with. But it's for the purpose of trying to help us break through something and evolve something or resolve something to a higher and better level of functioning in whatever capacity, we're dealing with in this energy. And with the moon in Sagittarius forming this square to the sun in Pisces today, I feel like this could pertain to some emotional truths that we are realizing, that we know that we need to acknowledge, some really feeling based understandings in alignment with the higher picture, what's really going on, the truth of the situation, coming into a square with our real desire to deal with it. With the sun in Pisces, this is a more retreating energy. This is a more evasive energy, an energy that does not like to have to deal with conflict. And we have a square going on, which is an inherent conflict between the sun and the moon, our emotions and our internal environment and what we really want to be doing and feeling and experiencing. And, with this Sagittarius Pisces square between the sun and the moon, it's our emotions may be aligned with this truth, but we don't necessarily want to face it or deal with the conflict that may come as a result from this. A desire to escape and avoid the battle, maybe a theme of the day. I dropped my pen. And Again, now let's talk about the Sabian symbols for a second, because there are just battle themes like flying back and forth all over this energy. And with this black moon energy that we have today, bringing up these issues, with the moon and the south node having been in conjunction, again, this is also bringing up issues. And then with the moon and Sag forming the square to the sun in Pisces, this is also conflict and tension. And because it's Sagittarius and because it's Pisces, I feel like it is avoiding the truth of something that is bringing up these issues. Now, let's talk about the Sabians. As I've said, we have the sun today at 6 degrees of Pisces. That Sabian symbol is a parade of army officers on full dress. So we're sort of like on guard for something today, or prepared for something. We're showing our strength. We're standing in our power in one way or another. At least that's the energy that's coming down from the sun. The earth today is at 6 degrees of Virgo, always in a polar opposition to the sun. That Sabian symbol is a merry-go-round. So a state of things on the ground today, we may feel like we are just caught up in this repeating pattern. We are on this merry-go-round and we need to take some type of action to get off and to stop it, because it's just not where we want to be right now. But the conflict between that sun and the moon might be coming from us sort of wanting to avoid the consequences of what might happen if we actually do get off that merry-go-round. But there may be some type of just like circular thing happening today. We have Mercury at 10 degrees of Aquarius today. A man who had for a time become the embodiment of an ideal is made to realize that as a person, he is not that ideal. On a mental level, really reconsidering things today. Do I want to stay on this merry-go-round chasing this ideal that is not really in authentic alignment with what I idealize at this point in time? This is a reevaluation in terms of our ideals, in terms of our values, in terms of our priority, in terms of our morals and what we want to grow into and step into and embody. Really, mentally trying to figure that out in this energy that we have today, and especially with that merry-go-round in effect and the parade of army officers in full dress. We are standing in our power and realizing, we may need to make some changes in the way that we are doing our life, essentially, and break some patterns that have been going on. We have Venus at 22 degrees of Capricorn today, a general accepting defeat gracefully. There is more like military symbolism going on there, a general accepting defeat gracefully. What battles, what conflicts do we need to step away from at this point in time? What is no longer worth the fight? What can we sort of like gracefully bow out with, like our dignity and our self-respect and our self-love and our self-value, Venus, at this point in time, and sort of just like keep it moving and move on to the next thing and sort of lay our weapons down via the position of Venus today, talking about that. And then we have Mars today, 23 degrees of Capricorn, just inching just ahead of Venus. A soldier receiving 2 awards for bravery in combat. So again, here's number 3 on our like soldier military battle themes that we have going on today. We have the parade of army officers in full dress. We have a general accepting defeat gracefully. And we have a soldier receiving 2 awards for bravery in combat. This is the position of Mars. So it's like, what actions have we taken that, we had to stand in our power and we had to, stand in our courage, and we actually gained victory over it, was the right thing to do. Again, I feel though this is sort of like moving on from something, like letting some things go, like we've won the battle, like we've put in all the effort, we've received the awards, and now it's sort of time to like move on to something new and take stock in what we have gained through that experience that we went to, even if it was a battle, the whole time. So very interesting. Then we have Jupiter at 13 degrees of Pisces. A sword used in many battles is now in a museum. Laying down the swords, battles, battles, a sword used in many battles. Swords, this also resonates to like ideas, communications, words, thoughts, mindsets, perspectives. What perspective, what mindset, what understanding had we been holding on to that we don't need anymore, that we can lay to rest at this point in time as we open ourselves to something new? Very much about standing in our power and like retiring the battle or moving on from the battle, or taking what we've gained from it, but not necessarily needing to engage anymore, but standing in our power all the same. Those military, the army in full dress. We have Saturn right now, 19 degrees of Aquarius, a forest fire quenched, putting out the fire. Again, I feel like this is not specific military battle themes, but it's sort of along those same lines. And we also have the south node of the moon, you guys, where the moon was conjunct overnight. A military band marches noisily through the city streets. So this is some type of like celebration in recognition of the strength of the military, or of this courage, or the strength, or this like tenacity and fighting ability within us to conquer and to like win the war or win the battle, and the pride that we take in that and the celebration that we take in that. So even the position of the south node today, what we need to release, what we're moving on from, what we need to let go of with the moon, our emotions, our internal environment having conjuncted this before moving into Sagittarius and sparking that black moon energy and coming into the square with the sun. I feel like this is talking about it being time to move on, to surrender, to move on from any battles that we have been fighting for a long period of time that maybe we are just not winning. And maybe it's like it's not getting better and there's no peace and we're not winning the war because these are not in authentic alignment with us. And maybe it's time to take what we've gained through this experience of persevering through these battles and, bow out gracefully, surrender, accept any defeat with the understanding that we still have gained a tremendous amount, enough to be standing there in our full dress, in our full power, marching noisily through the city streets, but simultaneously laying down our swords, putting out the fire, rectifying our own vibration so that we can move forward in a new direction. We also have Chiron right now at the ruler of a nation. And, Chiron being here, wounded healer teacher archetype, I feel like there could be, and with everything else that we have going on right now as well, all the other energetics and the period of time that we're in, I feel like there could be some major changes or shifts going on in terms of leadership, authority, rulers, people in charge, perhaps of even countries, nations, the ruler of a nation specifically. And today I really should mention that with all of these military themes going on here and at play, and Chiron at the ruler of a nation, like there could be some type of like global geopolitical like war games or war type situations, like really taking some type of center stage or prominence today, or some type of like something to do with army or military or battles or rulers of nations generally, just because it is like so all over these Sabian symbols. And there's 360 Sabians, you guys. Like, they don't repeat. I just noticed you can see that thing in the background right there, for anyone who's wondering, is a leprechaun trap that my children have rigged up and invented to catch leprechauns. So it's probably going to be there for a couple of weeks because I choose my battles in the theme of the report today. But I just noticed you can see that behind me. And if you think that's really weird, that's what that is. Anyways, back to the report and what I was saying, there could just definitely be some like global geopolitical stuff going on today with all of this. There's 360 Sabians, like they're for the most part like entirely different. And we pretty much are using up, I think, essentially all of the Sabians today that have anything to do with like army or military or like battles and stuff like that. There might be a couple more, but to have this many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, there's 5 specifically, and then we have the ruler of a nation. So to have all of this many references going on, and also I should say with the earth at that merry-go-round degree, we should also be wary of any type of like propaganda or false flag type situations as well, or things that, have been tried in the past or have been like commonly used tactics for initiating battles or wars or stuff like that. And that's really what I have to say about that. Don't really like to get into that type of stuff too much on this specific channel, but I can't really not say that today because of all of the themes that we have ongoing, and we do have Chiron at that degree, the ruler of a nation. Let's see. So just battles generally, themes across the board today. Battles, military. Also, though, to me, this is referencing like the spiritual battle that we are in ongoing, and the battle between our lower and higher selves, and the battle between like this inner battle that we are in right now with this like black moon subconscious energy. Essentially, it really does translate into the spiritual battle, the spiritual warfare, the spiritual transcendence out of that like more ego-driven nature into an alignment with our higher self and unlocking our true potential and really ascending into the heights of our capabilities and our awareness and our ability to create and manifest and work with God and universe in this paradigm to experience heaven on earth. Essentially is the trajectory and where we're going as we head towards the age of Aquarius, and we really begin to recenter in that authentic creative potential and to be living life in a way that really inspires us and is tapping into our gifts and our potential and our talents and our like innate wisdom and interests, and our work is our joy and our pleasure, and therefore it's so much better, and then what we contribute and serve to the overall greater good really has a much greater impact. And then, what we receive back in terms of the fulfillment that comes from that is just something that we can't really even imagine or perceive at this point in time, because it comes from such a heart-based, authentic place. And, with this unlocked mind that also knows how to navigate and co-create with God and universe, we truly can create the most fulfilling and abundant and joyful and emotionally fulfilling as well experience. And that is what all of this is driving us towards. That is why all of this stuff is happening right now, so that we can collectively, humanity can collectively go through this transcendence process and this conscious awakening and begin to co-create this reality, which is what the age of Aquarius will look like, probably a couple another 500,000 years out, but we are getting it rolling. We are getting it rolling now, right, guys? Yes. I don't know why that was just hard for me to say. Yeah, all that stuff. Definitely this inner battle, though, being highlighted today. And we are really like, the black moon right now is at 25 degrees of Gemini. That Sabian symbol is a man trimming palms. So I do feel like this is telling us that it's time to get rid of the dead ends. Like it's time to trim off the excess, like whatever is not supporting us, not supporting our growth and our flourishment and our beauty and like our highest potential of development needs to go at this point in time. And again, with the South Node having been triggered today by the moon, bringing up these emotions, perhaps from the past, perhaps some toxicity or these toxic patterns that we maybe find ourselves in, or ways that we are like our inner dialogue and stuff like that, where it's sabotaging us. Today is really a good day to really try to face our own issues. Like if we're going to battle today, we need to be going to battle with our own demons. Like I feel like that is sort of the message that, these Sabians in conjunction with these aspects are telling us. We need to go to battle with our own demons and, the things in our physical world that may be holding us back, or that we may have a resistance to, or that we may be like pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and it's just not working out. It's just nothing we do is solving the problem. Maybe we need to, as the symbol says, bow out gracefully to maintain our self-respect, our self-love, our self-value, our self-worth. And like the Sabian symbol of Mars says today, take what we've gained from that process as our awards and be able to let it go, move on, and walk away with the faith and understanding that we are empowered, that we have gained, even if we may have lost. And that, we can stand in that power and we can march along through the city streets as noisily as we want, standing in our full dress in that authentic truth. And it's just time to lay down the sword. And that also with the South Node, Moon, Swords, Jupiter, truth, this has to do with our old mindsets and perspectives and attitudes and outlooks and understandings and ways of thinking about things that were keeping us in those states of conflict. It's time to lay down that view, that perception of reality, pick up, a new sword, that's fresh and clean and, can slice us free from the things from the past that maybe are holding us back or out of alignment. And that's really the direction that we need to be going. So we're slaying our inner demons today. We are doing battle with the things within ourselves that we need to transcend and overcome. And we are surrendering to the changes that are happening now. And we are not fighting against and we are not resisting the endings that are coming to us at this point in time, because they are leading to 222, 2222, all of these twos, this 222 year, they are leading to some type of grandly elevated soul connection, soul fulfillment, abundance, stability, ability to create and build from a place of authenticity and, creative resources within us that, creates a much more beautiful and comfortable and pleasurable experience for us going forward. This is a really beautiful year that we're moving into, but we can't open to receive if we are still being held back by all that negative mindset, thinking, feeling, emotions, subconscious baggage. Blah. So that is the trajectory. That is the mission for today. So now let's jump into our tarot cards, tarot time. Let's talk about the tarot cards that came out today. I was shuffling the deck, asking God, Spirit, Universe, please give me some symbolism to clarify the collective energy where we're at right now. And honestly, you guys, despite this sort of like a little bit perhaps tricky energy that we have going on today, we actually got a very, very beautiful message in the tarot cards. So I feel like, we are making progress. Like we are moving forward. Like we are doing this. It's just we still have a little bit we have to overcome in order to get there. So let's talk about the cards. The first card that came out, you guys, was the Queen of Cups. This is that emotional fulfillment. This is that authentic emotional truth and standing in it. This is the ultimate in love and giving and receiving and divine feminine and just really being aligned with our heart space and our true authentic emotional needs. The next card that came out was the World. This is cycles ending and cycles beginning. These two cards in combination is telling me that we actually collectively, maybe because of whatever happened yesterday on that 2222 day, this dynamic change leading towards soul fulfillment. I feel like this is being reflected in these cards right now. This is talking about cycles ending and a new cycle beginning that is based in this Queen of Cups, authentic, emotional truth energy. And then the next card that came out was the freaking Sun, you guys. Then we got the Sun. So this is really affirming to me that collectively this new cycle based in emotional truth that we are heading into is the return of the sun, is the return of the light to our lives and all the joy and fertility and abundance that comes with that. And then the next card that came out, we got 4 cards coming out today. The next card that came out was the Knight of Swords. And so this is talking about new ideas, new understand. This is talking about it's ideas, understandings, perceptions, words, talking, communicating, moving quickly, ideas moving quickly. I feel like this is talking about some type of mental shift happening very fast going on as a result of this stuff. Or this mental shift that we have going on is happening synonymously to this. It's all, but whatever, aligning with the truth of our emotional fulfillment, beginning this new cycle of light, and then this information spreading or these ideas spreading very quickly, this snowball effect, either internally within ourselves, these keys just unlocking and moving us more into this energy, or information coming to us really quickly that gets us into this energy, or us being in this state and this vibration really moving quickly. So very interesting. But I have to say, on the back of the deck, we did still have the 9 of Swords. This card came up yesterday too. This is talking about these, this black moon energy. That's what this is. This is black moon energy. This is the fears, the insecurities, the doubts, the worries, the subconscious issues, the negative thought patterns that we enslave ourselves or bind ourselves to that, control and dictate the state of our well-being. Being up at night, not being able to sleep, being worried, being stressed, being anxious. So with this card being on the back of the deck, I feel like this is saying we are navigating these emotions right now, these thoughts right now. Like these thoughts are our greatest enemy essentially at this point in time, is our own mind and the way that we are thinking about and the way that we are perceiving our experiences. Because really what we need to do, if we are in this Nine of Swords energy right now, if we are fighting with these negative thoughts and negative ideas, and this could also be saying that this process, the process of going through this progression right here, also brings up fears and worries and anxieties, sort of like that moon and square to the sun today, the moon in Sagittarius squaring the sun in Pisces. We know that this is our emotional truth. We know this progression of cards is what we're feeling in our heart, but the thought of having to actually do this Knight of Swords and rush forward within this new energy might be something that we really want to avoid because we're afraid of it in some type of a way with that moon and Sag and square to the sun. But again, also, I feel like this is saying that in order to overcome this energy, we really need to, or in order to get into this energy right here, standing in that emotional truth, beginning this new cycle of the light that we are rushing into, I feel like, it really has a lot to do with us clearing and becoming aware and integrating this black moon energy and releasing these negative thought patterns, moving away from any negative thought patterns from the past that may be holding us back and keeping us in a state where we just can't face the beauty and the abundance that this time in our universal experience, our galactic experience, just because of the energy that we have going on right now, is trying to bring us. So, okay, so that's what we have going on for the tarot cards today. I definitely feel like, again, sort of referencing the astrology, especially in the context of our Tuesday we had yesterday. That, that energy really is trying to bring about those divine connections, divine unifications, move everything out of the way that's blocking it, and help us to manifest our miracles and our fulfillment. That's what that energy wanted. And the cards are speaking about it today, so very interesting. All right, let's draw a synchronicity card for us, you guys. These are by Janice Shellman. These are messages from God that are meant to just give us a little additional inspiration or guidance as we navigate our day, as we navigate the energy today. So let's see what we have. What message is it? Oh, this one. Aha. Imagine that. Moon in Sagittarius. Seek the truth. God divideth the light from the darkness. I already feel like this card is going to be perfect because that right there is talking about those polarities, talking about that black moon energy. Let's see what it says. God divideth the light from the darkness. Genesis 1:4. Are you sure you know what is true and what is false about the situation? Just because you do not see results yet doesn't mean that the answer is not on its way to you now. Remember, everything in the world must move over just a bit before your wish can come true. Know that God is working on it now. The power of God is working in and through you and will triumph. Do not judge by appearances. You cannot see everything that is happening. I really love this. This is describing the tarot perfectly. You can't see everything that is happening. Everything that is happening is right here. This Queen of Cups, this world, this sun, this Knight of Swords. It might look like the Nine of Swords right now. But like I was saying, if you guys missed my report yesterday, I actually talked a lot about all of the themes on this card. Just because we can't necessarily see something happening on the 3D level doesn't mean that it is not unfolding on an energetic level that will be merging with this reality when everything is in alignment, when the time is right in divine timing. Everything in the world must move over just a bit before your wish can come true. Know that God is working on it now. The power of God is working in and through you, and you will triumph. Do not judge by appearances. You cannot see everything that is happening. And also, I feel like this is really good guidance and energy, or really good like advice in this energy that we're dealing with today, that is about these inner conflicts that may be going on, and also these outer conflicts that may be going on. And we really need to detach ourselves from any like negative circumstances that we may be experiencing right now, and know, like in the base of bottom pit soul depths of our heart and soul, that what is coming, it just maybe hasn't materialized yet, but it's on the way, and we need to keep working towards that, and we need to keep having faith in that and belief and trust in that, and that is coming, and that will happen, and you will triumph and have victory. That's what the card is saying. So that's what we got for the report today, the astrology, the tarot, the synchronicity cards, all the messages coming through. I hope you were able to extract something from this that can give you some benefit as you navigate these energies, navigate circumstances in your life today, you guys. I love you all so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think that they would like this, if you think they'd be interested. Leave me comments, you guys. I really love your comments. I love hearing from you and seeing your feedback and stuff like that. And oh, I have a Facebook page, I have a Facebook group, I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok now too, you guys, and I have a website, aubrystars.com. So all of those things if you're interested in any of that. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. We will have another very interesting day of astrology energetics unfolding on our energetic transcendence into the age of Aquarius to discuss, narrate, and talk about. So you don't want to miss it. And I will see you then. Have a beautiful day, everybody. And until tomorrow, goodbye.